Well, good afternoon. It's Thursday, January 26th. Playing in the shed. Well, Go-Kart shop, aka shed, but it's kind of a big shed. Just starting to get the fire going. That's warming up. So I grabbed another one of these Thunderbolt 100 watt mono crystalline panels. I got two of these guys running on my camper. They're awesome. They actually do what they're advertised to do. They actually make 100 watts. In the camper, actually, the two that I got set up there, I ran them in a series, so they're sending 24 volts into the controller. I got an MPPT controller, and I did make a short video on it last summer. So I don't know, if you scroll down a bit, you might be able to find that. But the two of them were making 212 watts, so they were making, you know, the advertised 100 plus. So that's awesome. We've got the small off-grid system in here, and yeah, big surprise. It's still gray. It's been gray for like 2 months. And I suppose it's light enough, I'll show you. Currently, and they're covered up with snow, so they're doing absolutely nothing right now. If I uncovered them, maybe 5 watts coming out of this. It's just a hobcob of random solar panels that were laying around from this and that crap I found at rummage sales and whatever. It was something, just something to try and keep these batteries maintained. We're at, you know, about, this one's saying 12.7, that one's saying 12.5. All voltmeters are a little bit different. There's always a little discrepancy in them, you know, a tenth or two. So we'll call it 12.6. And we're using 15, 45 watts, plus ceiling fan. That's another, I think that's like 5 watts or something like that. So we're using 50 watts. Batteries were sitting cold. It's about 10 degrees out right now. They were sitting with the inverter off at 13 volts. So anyways, running a Jupiter 2000 watt pure sine. So far I like this thing. Again, I've got a video torture testing that, and I'm gonna do a follow-up video because the only thing that wouldn't run is my air compressor. So when I bring that home from the job site, I'm gonna give it one last chance. Gonna get the batteries all the way full, and I'm gonna plug it straight into the inverter. I did have a 75 foot cord between the inverter and the compressor, and that may have made a difference in it not starting the compressor. It ran everything else. It ran my welder, it ran my brick saw. So I'm going to give it one more chance to try. Maybe I'll even hook up a third battery just for that extra amps, because it's supposed to be able to surge up to 4,000 watts. I believe this is a soft start wiring where it slowly ramps up that power, but I could be wrong. Soft start usually can get a compressor going, but it just depends on how it ramps the the power in. But anyways, we're gonna throw this 100-watt panel up on the shed and just delete that hobcobbed pile of crap I got up there, because as we can see here, and again, it's been cloudy for 2 months, but if we watch 0.8 watt, 10 watts peak. So that's, yeah, that's all that was making. So that's hardly even a trickle charger. It was 0.81 amps peak. The sun did manage to peak out for about a half an hour, like a week ago, last weekend, I think. And yeah, that's all we saw out of it. So whatever. Yeah, I'm sure my 1600 watt array is probably making like 150 or 200 watts right now in this gray shit. I'm so sick of it. I've never seen anything like this. You know, we've been 100% off grid for well, since 2017, April of 2017. And you know, we always get 2 weeks of this, but not 8. I've never, you know, just never seen anything like this. Just steady gray every single day. Sometimes the sun peeks out just a tiny little bit, but it's just been thick gray clouds, and there's just no UV. There's no energy getting through the clouds. So whatever. I don't know. I don't believe it's natural, but I don't want YouTube to start flagging my videos or putting Wikipedia notes underneath about you know, changes. Anyways, so yeah, this guy comes with just a simple butt connector. I don't even know what they call this particular connector. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna snip that right off. I'll probably leave 2 inches on, because I do find uses for these for different projects. So I save those, so I'll leave just enough that if I want to use this connector for something, I can. And then I'm gonna have to sweep off the roof and get this thing nice and warm. Hopefully I can melt a spot on the roof. Maybe I'll kick my fan off so it's not blowing all the heat down, let that warm the roof up and melt the snow. And take some, where'd it go? Gorilla Glue construction adhesive, and I'm just gonna glue this right to the roof. I don't want to drill any holes other than the one that is already there where the wire is coming through. And I think the wire is long enough that I'll be able to just drop that through and tie that straight into the charge controller. Oh, running it the wrong way. So then I don't have to add anything, you know. Oh yeah, that'll be long enough, way long enough. Oh, that's nice. That's probably a 4 or 5. That's probably a 5-foot chunk of wire. Yeah, that'll definitely be long enough. I might even be able to shorten it up. Keep the wire as short as possible, keep the whole system as efficient as possible. So, yeah, here's my hole right there. My good friend Jenny painted that a long time ago. Friendship swans, I think that's whatever. That's nice. So that'll come right down. weave around the inverter, go straight in the charge controller. This is just you know, whatever, cheap Thunderbolt charge controller. Very simple. I actually can change the parameters on it, so that's kind of cool. I can do a little bit of adjusting on it, but it'd be nice to get a little bit more charging current on these batteries, so I don't have to use a battery charger running off of my house supply. This outlet, if you haven't seen the other videos about the shed, this outlet goes to the house, and that's not grid power. The house is off grid as well, has been off grid, so, but I don't want to draw from those batteries just to charge these batteries. That's stupid. You know, it's really stupid to take DC power, convert it to AC, fire it over to the shed, and then convert it back to DC. There's so much loss involved in all that, you know. So then I can convert it back to AC and run my lights. You know, it's just dumb. I only want to use that outlet for emergencies. You know, if there's something I need to do in the shed and the batteries are just dead as a doornail, fine. I can draw from the house and get whatever done I need to get done as fast as I can. And I would like this system to sustain itself. So we're gonna start with 100 watt panel, and that should make a big difference, because I'm not out here that much, you know. Probably 2 or 3 nights a week I come out here and tinker around, but it'd be nice to, you know, get some damn work done on this Go-Kart. I got some fab that needs to be done. I got to cut some steel up and then weld some stuff together for a new engine plate for the new engine. And while I was there, they had this guy on the clearance rack. This is a really hardcore security light. So, oh yeah. Holy smokes, is that bright? I can't even point it at myself. Wow. Let's turn that back off. Holy cow. That's going to go above the doors outside. And that should work out real good. Well, definitely, I'll be able to see that if I'm in the house. I'll be able to see that glowing if somebody's approaching my shed, because, you know, now there's some valuable stuff out here. So, and I've done quite a bit of work, and whatever. I don't want people messing around with my shit. So having a nice security light, well, just give me a little peace of mind. I know that only keeps out honest people, but most crooks are fucking cowards. Excuse my French. But yeah, they're cowards. So if a light turns on, they run. You know, I'm definitely not a passive individual. I'm not saying I'm gonna come out shooting, but I'm also not saying I'm not. So take that for what you want. Yeah, that's to your feelings. Anyhow, let's get some work done, and I'll check back and we can see what this is actually making in absolute shit conditions, because it's pretty shit out there. Check back in a bit. Alrighty. New panel is hooked up and currently making a whopping 8.5 watts. I kind of miss the sun. It tried to peek out for a little bit there, and it's gone. There it is, right there. I don't know. We'll see if it sneaks out, but at least I know if it does come out, there's going to be something useful coming in. Every day there should be something coming in. That other setup, that's this right here. I kind of just whipped it right off the roof. There's just a conglomerate of different stuff. Those are like, these are 3-watt panels, so those are all in series to make 12. These are 6 to 5, or those are 3-volt panels in series to make 12. These are like 4 to 6 volt panels. I have no idea what kind of wattage or amperage. Those are in series. That's a 12 volt panel, and that's a 12 volt panel. So I got a crazy mixture of series and parallel between all of them to get 12 volts out on one line. And needless to say, it didn't work worth a shit. It needed very direct, clear sunlight just to make 10 watts. So yeah, it didn't do nothing. So this will. And nice thing about those Thunderbolts is they come with legs. So that's all anchored down. And it's kind of at almost the perfect winter angle. So I'll just keep it like that until summer. And then summertime, I'll pull the screws out of the legs and lay it all the way down, because the sun rides higher in the summer. And the wire was like the perfect length. It goes straight from the output block down through the roof and right to the controller. So there is no unnecessary connections. There's no voltage drop through, you know, a long wire with multiple connections. Everything that panel can possibly make is going straight to the controller, straight to the battery. It's all nice short connections, using decent wire. So there it is. Nice little upgrade to the Go-Kart shop. I wish there was more sun coming in. I would like to show it, you know, making 80 to 100 watts or so. And if the sun does happen to peak out, it's about 2 in the afternoon now, so it's not likely, even if the sun does peak out, that we're gonna get to see like anything exciting. But yeah, you know, it's cool. Temperature is going to plummet here, and we're going to get down into the single and or negative digits in a day or two. So I've got to change gears and get the rest of the firewood that's back behind the shed. I got probably 2-3 truckloads cut and split. That's covered up. I got to get the rest of that in the house and get ready for the real cold, because it hasn't even really been cold here yet. You know, it's been, I don't know, 20s, 30s. We had one short little cold snap, but time to bring the reserve pile in. And I might have to uncover some of the wood that I haven't dipped into yet. Everything under this huge tarp is all still logs, but it's a lot. It's probably 2 full cords right there, or more. 2 or probably closer to 3 full cords, and that's all a mixture of ash and oak. I think there's a little bit of chestnut in there as well. It's all dry, super dry, good firewood. The reserve stock is back there under tarps. So I'm gonna get that in and then transfer the tarps over to this stuff right here that's not covered, and they're all, you know, heavy black plastic or black rubber, so if the sun peeks out at all, it'll warm up and start to melt that snow off of it, which is going to make everything below it a little damp and possibly freeze right to the ground. But it's already cut to length. There's a nice heap there that's already cut to length that I can then fire up the splitter and get all that popped. I got to cut this to length so I can get the truck far enough back. So I got more work to do. It never ends, you know, but I like it, you know. I'm optimistic about my chores. I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy chopping wood and cutting wood and, you know, making man music, doing all this shit. I enjoy doing this shit for my family because I'm saving us tons of money in energy costs. You know, just a little bit of sweat out of my back, so that's the least I can do. So anyways, man, I wish there was a sun to point this thing at. Big purty tree. Oh, is the wind gonna spin up? That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool if the turbine started doing something. Yeah, that's the other goofy thing about this gray. The wind really ain't blown much. The turbine ain't done a whole lot this year yet. So I'm actually looking forward to it getting down to single and or negative digits, because the sun's going to come back out. My big ass array over there is going to start making crazy power. Because the batteries are thirsty and the wind should possibly pick up. If we get a nice north wind, I should maybe have some exciting numbers to watch. Yeah, it actually looks like that's making power. Not a lot. She's probably making 50 to 100 watts right now. Hell yeah. That's cool. What are they honking at? Man, people are such assholes. Bunch of mouth-breathing fucking idiots. Anyways, God bless you.